So we're going to move to another old-time strongman here. Now, this is a friend of ours, Frank Delventhal, okay? Wonderful guy from Germany. So we're going to watch Frank. Frank's going to do a very cool nail drive feat and a couple of things, and Frank's a really good showman with this whole thing. And okay, now I'm going to say this. You'll see the difference in language, okay? When Frank speaks our language, it's extremely well-pronounced and very cool. And I think Frank's a really great dude.
Makes me feel like I have to go back to school.
We need to go back to school to really enunciate.
I need to learn how to speak my own language.
Yeah, yeah. And when you see the full performance later, you'll see some of the jokes that were really funny that we didn't have time to show today. But he's going to show you a couple of feats right now. And thanks again, Frank. And Frank is a guy who, he explained a little bit about this. He had a terribly damaged shoulder, and we've spoken before about how he started to train and rehab himself. And now he helps other people and became a strongman out of that. And he realized the importance of being strong to help other people. In fact, he had a very specific instance where he had to pick up, I think it was his father, he told me, or an elderly person, and he's like, I got to be strong enough to do this. I got to do it. So be strong, join Noah's Army, and watch our buddy here.
Have a beautiful day, or as we say in northern Germany, moin moin. I'm Strongman Frank, I'm 48 years old, and I live and was born in Hamburg, Germany. 12 years ago, the doctors told me that my shoulder is so wrecked that I would never do sports again. So I was really depressed because I believed them. And then I rehabbed myself with a kettlebell and became very much stronger than I thought that I could get. So this also led then for me being interested in the old-time feats of strength. And I asked myself, I wonder if I could do that. So I started training on the feats of strength about 2013 and made my first Strongman Show 2014 at a developers conference. Since 2016, I'm a student of Chris Ryder. He's my mentor, and so my skills and also variety of the feats of strength greatly increased. So fun. So right now I hold 2 world records in feats of strength. One is in the chain break, and the other one is in a nose bend 16 mil over the bridge of my bar, of the bridge of my nose. And the funny thing is, I got the bar to bend over a radius, under a radius of 90 degrees. So that's a key point there, not to miss. So right now I teach others how to live healthy and strong. This is strong-life-mentoring.com, as well as doing shows and speaking engagements to show what is possible, and especially what is even possible if people tell you it's not, because we have so much greater power in expressing ourselves. And feats of strength is like art or singing, a way of expressing yourself. As I'm a very bad singer, I think today I vote for the other stuff. So here I got a pen. You see some holes on side. Right now I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes, and let's see if we can make a 6th one. I got a pre-wrapped cloth here, so nothing fancy in it, but for the sake of showing things in a timely manner, I thought I hold it. The thing is, I'm holding that freely, so the more I hit here, the harder or impossible it is to hold on the impact straight. The more I go here, that gets very much better. Only problem is I have here also my fingers, which puts me in a kind of awkward position. Let's see if we have a splatter movie or if everything works out correctly. So you can still make your bets. Oh, this was actually very, very close one to the other one, if you count that now. But let's see if I can make it on a little different spot. Yeah, that's definitely a different spot there. Yeah. So, let's see what we have next here in the pipeline. Normally I would go for, you know, there's always a hassle when you got this cards and how to open them. And there's a very, very simple method. You just get an appropriate knife. Yeah. So much easier. I think this is one of the things when you call for the audience to open the package, because you do not want to hassle with that. So, yeah. So, no, you can shovel 2 decks in one or something like that. Yeah. One of the traditional things is a telephone book here. And let's see how well I'm feeling today, because there are different ways on tearing a telephone book. And I just want to show you some ways that I can think of. First one is also one of the most difficult, because I'm taking straight arms and going through that. The next thing is you have a grip and rip. Normally I would love to throw that around. Problem is now we just have a show via internet, and this means I would have to clean up my whole place, and that's the reason why I'm a little bit more tidy than I would normally be. So now one of the most difficult tears. No, actually the tear is not difficult. Let's see it here. The most difficult thing is if you have the 3 pieces here, how to juggle them. And now I hope you have a little bit more patience, because I got the same telephone books that I just tore, originally wrapped in plastic foil, which means they'll be dramatically harder to rip. So I hope that you do not have to be as patient, and it will be over in appropriate time. And I prepare myself because I know I will be soon feeling very, very warm. Please excuse my English. This is not my native language, but I hope that the performance makes up for the lack of grammar and my strange humor, which I can have at times. I always ask myself, why am I doing this? Because normally telephone bone gripping is relatively nice, but the plastic foil makes it just very terrible. And you feel the ribs. So, right now, the books are through at the beginning, but the plastic foil still keeps them intact. So this is the reason why you most probably will not see that on any stage, because normal people are not that stupid. Here, yeah, and with that style, it's nearly impossible to get a clean tear. So here, because we're in Germany, we recycle different stuff and materials. So I have to make sure to get the plastic out. Yeah. So I think as a strongman there's also an obligation to watch a little bit for the environment and that everything is, yeah, clean and healthy. So much easier when you do singles. What do we have now? Okay, still I made a little mess on the floor. To close in a timely manner, I have here a horseshoe It's an ultralight, and I have to see how I feel, because I just very recently had a broken rib and I just recovered from that, so I'm most probably more curious how that will feel than you are on seeing if I succeed or not. Disclaimer, after that horseshoe, I'll be taking off that shirt because I really love that shirt, and the next 2 feats that I'm going to perform would just rip and kill it. So yeah, so you have to be prepared to see naked male upper body. I just warned you, yeah? So if you are timid, shy, whatever, then you may just want to close. Oh, the suspense is killing me. So, we have a heart here, and that gives me a good way to speak up. Because Noah's Army is about getting more blood and organ donors. So, show heart and donate blood organs, or register as an organ donor. Yeah, so on every severe accident, blood is needed, and that is needed from Ruhe, recording, and that is needed from all different people. Sorry for the mess up. We got a iron rule: no kids on whatever show internet. And sometimes I gotta remind someone that this is a really iron rule. And though we bend iron, I will not bend that rule because my wife would kill me. And I'm not that brave and strong. So, blood is really needed for other people to survive if they got bad luck. So consider donating blood, and while you're there, see if you register as an organ donor. So that's different in all countries. Just make sure how your country, fulfills these needs. Yeah, so you have the ability after your death to save someone's life or make it better. So I just ask you to make it count. And by the other way, if you are an organ donor or blood donor, your blood type will be tested. If you have that passport that you're a blood donor with your blood group in your pocket and you have an accident, you really speed up the process of people being able to help you. Yeah? So, yeah. Next thing, except for me taking the shirt off, gotta be a little bit mobile. You may have seen people with the arm cuffs, popping chain with arm cuffs. But I thought, well, even as a strongman, you gotta be a little mobile, and so I try to put them in the back, which is a really darn awkward position. And so putting that thing on and off, I tell you, the struggle is real. I don't know how the weather is at your part of the world, but here this is very, very fresh, and yeah, putting them on is painful. I'm not knowing how to describe that correct in the English language. And if you got them in the right position, it's relatively easy to see, because that feels like you're dislocating your shoulder. And this is not a metaphor. Well, yeah, as I'm German, I just see stars and not just stars and stripes, yeah, so just excuse that. The blood pressure really spikes so high that you see a little flares before your eyes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that was number 6 jack chain, and right now I have here again number 6 jack chain. I'm really curious and afraid, because I'll be attempting breaking number 6 jack chain with a chest belt. Normally I wouldn't be that much excited, but as I recovered just from a broken rib, that feels really, really interesting for me now to get that. Yeah, I guess the longer I talk, the more I'm afraid, so I'm just taking that thing on, and a chill goes down behind my back. The belt is very cold. Where's the other chain? Ah, there it is. So yeah, I thank you very much. Also, standing through that, I was a little distracted from my dog, my daughter, and the fact that I gained a little bit, which makes it very, very hard to put on the chest belt. Good thing is, my ribs are brilliantly okay, and you still have the chance to become an organ donor, and you have the chance around the world. So you can be a real hero with just saying, yes, I'm willing to help others. So it's not required that you dedicate yourself your whole life doing that. It's just a statement, little formalities, and you're good to go. And while we are at it, you have the responsibility for your life, not anybody else. And this includes your health. And when you got a good health and you feel strong, you feel great, which makes thinking also so much easier. Thank you very much. From Hamburg, Germany, yours, Frank.
All right. Thanks, Frank. That was awesome.
Specified it was dead.
Oh, and I told that story, and Frank actually come in the comments here and said, yeah, it was his dad who fell, and he was able to, he was bleeding, and he was able to pick him up. And listen, that's what we're talking about. And I know we're just doing performance stuff and crazy stuff or whatever, but old time strength. We got a friend just walking in the room. A lovely member of our family, Tina Mitchell, was kind enough to bring us cookies and whiskey for our toast at the end of the night. If you could see the face, she just made that like one eyebrow face at me, like there's a like I'm not supposed to do that. Thank you so much.
Beginning of this
Listen,
feed, I
we
did
need
say this was okay for children to watch.
They can. We're gonna toast
I'm
with
gonna get
cookies and
letters
whiskey.
over Johnny.
They can toast with they can toast with milk and cookies. Listen, you can do it with whatever you want: water, milk, your favorite fizzy beverage. I don't fizzy bubble. I don't care what you make. Okay, Frank, dude, that was awesome. And again, that being able to pick up your dad, that's telling of like getting strong and being amazing and being a better human being out of strength. And again, we really appreciate all you guys have just stepped up and done for us. And make sure you donate to Noah's Army.